It's crooked. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Alex Williamson here with the secret history living inside of your aquarium. My aquariums. We're down in the aquarium room. The aquarium. Have you ever noticed that aquariums, when you're like at the down by the water and you're in San Francisco, it's let's go to the aquarium as if it's one ginormous aquarium.
It can be perceived that way.
So like, why don't I just call this the aquarium? It's like that bad Seinfeld joke. Why do they call them buildings when they're already built? Okay, that's enough, you guys. So how's everybody doing tonight? I have my wonderful wifey here with me. Say hi, wifey. What's
Hello,
wifey's
wifey.
name?
Oh, wait.
What's wifey's
My name's
name?
Laura.
Okay, her name is Laura. She didn't take my name because my name's too long, just like my channel name. And she's an independent woman. So, I just wanted to say hello to everybody. What are we going to talk about tonight?
Fish?
Fish. So, first thing we're going to talk about, we're just here together, and basically, I just wanted to introduce Laura in the scene, and she's probably going to be our camera person / comment translator, helping me out tonight, and also we're going to play a game. And I know I said there's a big announcement, and there is a super big announcement. It is all of the work and annoying promotion I have done and unboxings I have done and made you guys sit through. It is the full fruition of what has happened with that. So I'm going to wait until we get a couple more people in here. Usually around 10 or 15 minutes in, we kind of see a spike, and we'll talk about the details then. So like in 8 minutes or something like that. So let me tell you, tonight what we're going to talk about, anything you guys want for one, because it's a live stream. So we'll talk about the big surprise, which I'm so excited to tell you guys about. It's going to be flippin' epic, and it's getting bigger by the day as I talk to more people. But what it is it's a thank you to you guys for following the channel, for watching, for enjoying, for giving me ideas on what we want to talk about, all that good stuff. And the other thing we were going to do tonight, if there weren't questions per se about what do I do when my shrimp start smoking cigarettes or whatever, we were going to have Laura say, I want a desk tank at work. And we were going to go through some of the different styles of stocking a nano desk tank at her work. Some of the fish combinations we could put in like a 5-gallon or 30 or whatever fits nicely on your desk, depending on your job. How big of a tank could you fit, hon?
I would think, technically I could do a 20-gallon because I have
You could do a 20 long on your desk.
I could, but I actually have a cabinet that it would go on.
You'd put your tank in a cabinet.
On a cabinet. A shelf.
Up on...
A built-in shelf cabinet.
Okay. So my wife is going to get a 20-gallon tank for her office, and I'm going to have lots of fun setting that up. Is that what I just heard?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I heard it. You guys heard that too, right? Okay. So you want to move to let's get in a little closer. Take it off tripod mode. We're going to take a look at some of the comments real quick here, and just gaze lovingly into your eyes while we kind of catch up with what's going down. Then we'll do the normal rundown. Deborah wants you to talk about the beard algae apocalypse. Well, you know, I've never had a killer problem with black beard algae, so I'm just not going to help anyone else with it. Sound good? Yeah. So, sorry, Deborah. No, basically, algae of all kinds, it needs light and phosphorus the most. So the best way to combat algae is to dial back the light, to have CO2, actually, and CO2 will allow plants CO2 is steroids for plants. It is the backbone, literally, of how plants grow, and they can't use any of the nutrients in the water. What are you staring at, honey?
I don't know. Sometimes
Here-
I just gaze off, so
Okay, just curious.
I swear I'm listening.
Okay, so blackbeard algae is not. I mean, it is different than other algae in that it is very hard to get off. But if you can prevent it, that's even better. So the best way to prevent it is to keep your nitrates low, your nitrites nothing, your ammonia nothing, and have lots of plants. It tends to start growing, I've noticed, on sponge filters, anubias, sword ferns, stuff like that, Java ferns. And I don't know why that is in particular, but it seems to be the case. And it spreads into little clumps, and at first it's no big deal, and then it gets everywhere. So what I would say for blackbeard algae, I would say, and the JQ channel, welcome to tuning in for the first time. Pet Sonics, welcome. I'm going to do a welcome real quick before I finish that story. Technoala, and I need a hair algae apocalypse. Technoala, I just did a slimy green hair algae video last week or the week before, and it goes into detail what you can do beyond the fish, because I feel like everyone knows like which fish you can buy. You can buy Siamese algae eaters. Let's talk about the blackbeard algae as we're going through and saying hi to people. But blackbeard algae, not many fish eat, but pandagaras, rufagaras, and Siamese algae eaters, as well as Chinese, but they're really mean. Chinese algae eaters are jerks to the other fish. But Siamese algae eaters, flagfish, and pandagars, as well as some mollies and platies. Those are the main thing that eats that stuff. And you know what? I bet we're not super interesting to stare at. So why don't you guys look at my aquarium that I've trimmed while we keep chatting, while I say hi to everyone, and as we are about to reveal what's going down in town. So, yeah, add more plants because they'll take up the phosphates. Pet Sonics is exactly right. Dennis Wilson, welcome, and thank you for remembering to tell people to remember to like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. Dwarf shrimp tanks and the tanks that got the algae problems. Okay, so you got dwarf shrimp tanks. So the best way to kill blackbeard algae just straight off the bat is you get a syringe. Like if you know someone who's diabetic or a heroin addict, or whatever. Sorry, I don't mean to make light of either of those serious issues. Yes, I do. But, sometimes you gotta laugh so you don't cry. But you get a syringe, and a very small one. You pull up some hydrogen peroxide, and you shoot that hydrogen peroxide like if it were on here, just on this green spot here. My nails are all long because I took them off after I had that nail polish on them, so sorry if they look gnarly. But they're great for trimming plants with my hands. But if it were growing along here, you would take that syringe with the needle and literally squirt just a tiny bit right into the base of each little tuft of it, and it will turn, and you're using a very little bit, and that will kill all the cells of anything living in that immediate area, which is, remember, that means fish and plants also, so be careful. By the way, look how pregnant Mama is. I'm so proud of her. This is the ultimate baby plain coat. This is the half leopard endler and half blue Japanese endler offspring here from Lucas Brett's endlers, and then the famous Japanese endler line, blue endler. And that's the plain one, and then its babies in that mama that's real pregnant. Both these two guys should have real psychedelic spotted babies, and that line will be for sure solid, which is, I'm super stoked about that. Let me pull this light up a little bit. It's a little intense. So yeah, you can do that. The safer thing to do would be to pull out, like if it's on a log, pull out the log, and take a spray bottle and some hydrogen peroxide and spray, like, mist the blackbeard, and after a while it will turn orange, like in a day or two, but you can put it back in the tank after you've rinsed it with some non-chlorinated water and it should be fine. By the way, I wanted to show you guys another cool thing, which is that, well, one, here's a double, the camera's looking washed out because the lights are so bright, but there's a super red pleco that I have. They're getting big in this tank. The multi-banded loaches, there's a female and her belly is all big, so she is prego, my ego. And then the hatchet danios, they're of a mature age now. The female there is prego also, or at least egg bearing. That guppy female is so funny. She's like perfectly round. Also, the Aru2s, the little Pseudomygil rainbow fish, they're laying eggs like there's no tomorrow, so that's always good. But what I was trying to show you is these guys. So my Tin Winnie Danios are also spawning in here. Everyone is spawning in here. I've got black tetras, I've got little gouramis, we've got pandagaras. Everybody loves making babies in this tank, and I think it's because of how I set it up. You can see old videos if you want to know what that's about. But yeah, so you starve your blackbeard algae. You also take it out of the tank when possible, pipes and tubes, glass and so forth, if you can drain the water down. Hit it with that hydrogen peroxide, rinse off the hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide ruptures cell membranes and walls, and therefore you will get, you'll kill it. And hopefully after that, the fish will actually eat that gnarly, mushy yellow-orange stuff that is on there. This one's a 40B at the JQ channel. I don't know what that means. Hold on. I'm going to take a look real quick. Jay Blair, hello. Let's see. Betsy, hello, and thank you for being a moderator. One sec, guys. I'm almost caught up on looking through stuff. Deborah wants... Okay, we already got to that. Fake name, what is up? Will Stout, what is up? Brian Schuerman, hey, how's it going? Otter Creek Aquatics, how's it going? Jay Blair, just arrived from Singapore. Oh, that's right, we were emailing. Black Algae Apocalypse. Yeah, that's where this all started. DS, hey, how's it going? And I'm sure there's many more of you. Christy Hayes, hello. Tea and Talk with Reverend Sister Dominica. Well, hello. Greetings from Maryland. Greetings from Seattle. Richard Rowe, what is up? I hope you can hear this later if you can't catch it live. Keith Boardley, hello. And Vi, how's it going? Loaves and fish. I'm excited. You're excited. All right. We are caught up. I'm zooming back down to the other stuff. You said you have a nice large tank, and you told me... Okay, I think you guys are talking to each other. But this tank here is a 40 gal. I feel like I've made it look a little bit bigger, but if you check it out, it's just a 40-gallon breeder. And on this side, it slopes down like normal. And you can see here, one of my new purchases at the most recent auction... and this is a Tiger Teddy, Lamia Live Bearer. I don't know why it's doing that. That's the biggest one in the tank. It's just like perpetually oh, there we go, swimming at the glass. But we got these cool live bearers from Colombia, and they're just beautiful. And so I got 7 of them for like $6 at our plant auction. I also managed to sell a lot of plants, if you remember how scruffy this tank was. And the picture on this video is actually this tank being... before it had grown over like that. You can see all the Rotala back there. There's 7 varieties. I also got Limnophilia aromatica hippodories, which is a really interesting new plant that I haven't had. It's a variant of it, but it actually turns inside out. So the purple, which is usually on the underside of a limnophilia, is outward, which is really cool because that's my favorite thing about the limnophilias is that like, hey, they're purple, but then you don't see them except at night when they close up. So that's cool. I also got some downway. I don't know how to say it. It's Thai, but basically some pogo stemon hell fry, and this one is one that will turn red. It is downway is a word in Thai that means little star, and pogo stem and health fry. Whoa, sorry guys, I know the zoom is just awful on these things. Yeah, this is my biggest tank. I mean, upstairs the bow front, it's about 40 gallons too, but this is my biggest tank, and you can see it slopes upward. Everything's purling right now because I have CO2 running on it. And if people were wondering, you can see I've actually built an aerated cave system with lava rock and tubing that I left a little exposed just so I could show people easily on that side. And then so this whole thing is tiered, uh, and that stone up there and then the wood, so that I can have immersed plants growing like this is about to immerse out of here, and even some of the Anubias and stuff is going to. So that's kind of fun. I think we have enough people here that we can make the big announcement. And so the big announcement, okay, you get to see the junk heap as anticipation. Drum roll, junk heap. No. We're going to flip this around. What? Come on. Okay, flip this around. I'm actually going to take my hat off. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. You like that hairdo, honey?
No.
It's why she married me. I think on the fly. Okay, so there's 40 of us in here right now. So that's enough that I think we'll make the announcement. So, I know I've been telling everyone for a long time that I'm going to do something special for you if you use the codes that I provide. So when I see a product that I like, or if I have a friend or somebody that I talk to online, like Lucas Bretz, for instance, him and I talk online. He lives far away back in her hometown, but basically, you know, I've never met him in person even, but we chat online. I annoy him and bug him about stuff, and then he'll send me shrimp, you know, or I'll do art for him for his shirts and stuff, and he'll give me credit instead of cash, you know, for his shrimp or whatever, if he's hurting that month or whatever, you know. So there's all these connections, and I've had videos where I unbox stuff, right? So the big ones are Aquatic Arts, and that's a company that is the biggest company I feel comfortable referring people to. It started as two people, Crystal and David, and David had a 55-gallon tank of just red cherry shrimp, like really good quality, like 15 years ago when they were not a big deal. And he was a UPS driver, and he broke his back. Fell off a truck or stepped off a truck wrong, or I don't know exactly what happened. Something when he was getting out of the truck, broke his back. He literally, with medical bills and stuff, was going to be out of his apartment that month. He was on last month's rent, like paid early. And he looked at his fish tank, and he looked in it, and he's like, wow, there's a lot of red shrimp. I guess I'll sell these. So he started selling them, and back then they were going for like $15 a pop. They were new. And it were really hard to find good ones. So that was the basis. Out of that 55-gallon tank, he sold over 1,000 shrimp, paid his dad off, bought more tanks and shrimp and plants, started flipping them and growing more shrimp. I think it was in California at the time, maybe. And now they're out in Indianapolis, and they are a good company. I mean, they're hobbyists, him and his wife Crystal are hobbyists. Preston and Bill, the two guys who run customer service, I really like them. They're really cool guys, really easy to talk to. They have fixed every problem I have ever had with an order or anything like that. And yes, their shipping is more because they require you to order, what's it called, next day, like air shipping on live animals. And so I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks a lot of times for shipping. But my channel has a code that's 15% off. So I was hoping that that would help people. It definitely covers that if you're buying, $50 or $100 worth of stuff. And they have awesome fish it rotates what's in stock and whatnot, but they have awesome little nano fish and great shrimp for an importer. I love Flip Aquatics. I've featured Rob's stuff. I think Rob is a great guy. His company's kind of the same size, kind of the same thing. And same story there. I totally support Flip, and all my Caridina shrimp come from Rob. But my Neocaridina usually come from Lucas Bretts, and my fish and plants have been coming from Aquatic Arts. And that's by choice. Those are the people who I would pay if I were just shopping online. And I want to thank you guys. We're at almost 3,500 followers, 500,000 video views since the channel started, which is exactly 11 months ago. So I feel good about that, right? You guys, thank you so much. Every time you guys share this channel on Facebook or tell your friend about it or pass on a video that like, hey, this helped me figure out how to get rid of algae, green hair algae, there's videos on that. This told me how to grade blue shrimp. That came from a person watching. That helps out, and it means a lot, and it has grown the channel. And because of that, I was offered by Aquatic Arts. So you guys have picked up my lead, and you guys have tried to help out my channel by going to Aquatic Arts. Apparently a lot of you have gone there, and you have bought, $100 worth of shrimp. They're good quality shrimp. They're all guaranteed to be alive. They have lots of great nano fish, panda loaches, stuff like that that's hard to find. You're not going to find it in a small town most of the time. A lot of times you can't find it anywhere other than the wet spot. And the Aquatic Arts code is Secret Shrimp 15, all in caps.
It's not Secret Squirrel.
It's not Secret Squirrel.
Good
no, good to, yeah. And it's no spaces or anything, and it's in the description. But I will tell you to wait until Friday to use it. Just this one time I'm telling you to wait. Because Friday is when I will officially announce for sure what the exact details are. But I have shaken hands, signed the deal, and basically they're going to, every quarter, every 3 months, they're going to send me some plants, or let me pick out some plants or a species of fish. I'm going to do a species profile. I'm going to share the code. You guys get the discount code. They're kind of sponsors. I'm not, they haven't been paying me thus far or anything. And so in the future, they're going to put a small percentage of what they sell into a fund. Now, I talked to them and I said the only way I want to do this is if we're giving back to the community. And they said, that's really cool. We'll match that amount. And we've arranged that this holiday season, because of what you guys have spent this year, we will be able to do with Aquatic Arts, for sure, bare minimum, we are doing a $150 giveaway for one person. And that is a whole shrimp starter kit. That's 20, I think, Neocaridinas or 10 Caridinas. And then, Catopolef's food, GH booster, a net, stuff like that. You'll have to look and see what the exact beginner kit is. And they might throw in extra stuff. On top of that, we've talked about shipping out random plants or extra gifts to people who are ordering starting this weekend. We're going to set up a link on my Facebook and in this page so that if you use that link, it's only going to work the first time. But just make note that you're coming from my, like I told you about it. If you order again there, just say so in the notes. And the Aquatic Arts code Secret Shrimp 15 will probably have another code, since that code only works once, and that's for 15% off. And starting Friday when you order with it, you will be entered into a drawing for the rest of this year. And I think we might even start drawing earlier. So that's the detail that we need to work out, whether it's till Christmas or through Thanksgiving or how it's going to work. It's probably through Christmas, but we're going to take everybody who buys something, and a percentage of everyone buying stuff goes back into the fund for me and for them, instead of the normal, like, I'm just going to keep this and spend it. Like, it's not enough money to live off of anyways. Nothing like that. So the big prize will be $150. Then we'll also do probably 5 more gift certificates of $30 to $50 for people who are using that code. And we'll have another code that's like 10% off, or maybe it's not a percent off, but you get entered another time into this raffle, and they keep track of that. And then at given time, we'll announce all of that. And so that is thanks to you guys spending money with them, trusting my word when I do an unboxing and I say they do a good job, when they take care of stuff. If something arrives dead, which it rarely does, they will give you 2 of them next time usually. I mean, it's just, they're great people as far as that goes. They're top of the top for customer service, as is Rob over at Flip Aquatics, and as is Lucas Bretz at LRB Aquatics. So yeah, the code for Mandalay FSU is, if you want to use it, go for it. But you get entered into the contest Friday, I think, because that's the day that I'm talking with everyone at once. And I'm also going to tell you that Betsy is doing something for our channel. And Betsy is going to be announcing that on the Facebook. And there's a link to the Facebook for the channel, to the page, where you can post your pictures of what you're doing. I mean, there's a couple hundred folks in there, and we're all pretty tight-knit. We all look at each other's tanks and say, hey, what would look good here? Hey, I have a question. I'm dealing with planaria. What do I do? No questions dumb. We're trying to help each other out here. And there's also some vendors in there. Another person I've been talking to is Han Tran from Han Aquatics. You might have seen him before on Lucas Brett's channel, stuff like that. And basically, he is he has really rare stuff, and he got 4th place at Aquatic Experience, and as well as he's gone to a lot of other world events. I think he's been in Germany for AquaZoo and a few other events. But he has really cool plants, some really rare stuff, some expensive stuff. And with him, I'm also going to be, he's possibly sending me some cuttings, some oddball stuff, trimmings, things like that. And I might have a code or something for you with that as well. So, in the description, though, the big announcement is that Aquatic Arts has agreed to give hundreds of dollars worth of prizes away this year to the people who use that code again this year. They're not counting the people thus far who've used it just because they really wanted to, but they'd have to go back through all of their accounts. And a lot of you guys, like, I don't blame you. They have a 25% off sale or something, and you use that for it's like dry goods, 25% off. Use this code. You've used it. You found them through me, but they don't attribute it to that, so therefore you wouldn't get counted in the raffle. So this is hopefully a way that, like, you can leave a message. It's incentive to let them know, even if you're a return customer, hey, Alex is who sent me here. That's where I got the advice, and I'm coming back again because, you know, he was right. It's a good store. So let's look at what people are saying right now, and then we can get into some questions. And my wonderful wife, we can start playing out the little scenario of what we should build on her desk at work. So let's see here. Ooh, I hope they are restocking this week. They are restocking big time for Black Friday. Yeah, Betsy, as she says, the moderator there, Betsy and Bob Kaler also is one of the two moderators right now in the group. And Betsy is giving away. Betsy, do you want me to say anything, or do you want to announce it just on Facebook? Because Betsy is being very kind, as are J&J Aquatics, which are some viewers that are also hobbyists. Okay, so Betsy is going to announce it in her own way. But I just wanted to say, this channel, though we are small, we are mighty, and we take care of each other, okay? So, I also think I'm probably going to come up with another prize for some of the Patreon supporters and some of the people who've done super chats. I have a list of everyone who's done super chats, and so I think that's another one where I'll draw from that list towards the end of the year at some point, and we're gonna try to do some good gifts. But right now, I'm hoping that. To me, it seems fair that I get free plants to talk about their company. And if they suck, if they come in broken, I will tell you for sure. Ruby, I am sorry. Ruby, you should email them and say you heard about them through me, if that's the case. No, do whatever you want, but let them know, and they'll probably enter you into that drawing coming up. Friday, though, we officially launch it, so I don't know. But might as well give it a shot. This is the first time I've caught you live. I've gone through and watched so many of your videos in the past few weeks. I love your 40-gallon. Now I have to watch the videos, or the setup video. Yeah, there's a couple of videos. I didn't really do a good setup, but I have it when there's like nothing growing in it. And then also I've got the racks up here, and then we have our tanks upstairs. We're down one because my wife's bringing one to work.
Can I interrupt real quick? As you were talking about 11 months of the video of you doing the video and YouTube channel.
Yes.
This, I don't know if it's this week, but it's within
this
week. Is the 1 year anniversary of when we bought the very first fish tank, which was just
for this apartment.
Yeah.
I've been keeping fish for.
Well.
Yeah.
I'm saying that brought on this endeavor.
That it brought on the rebirth of the YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
So I just want to say happy anniversary, honey.
Thank you, honey. Thank you for letting me bring fish into our life.
Initially, it was to help me with my seasonal, whatever it's called, disorder. The I hate winter disorder. Yeah,
so she has seasonal affective disorder, which is, it stands for being a wimp. And basically what it is it's the darkness, the cold, and the rain, which we have a lot of in Seattle usually for like 6 months. She's from Ohio and Florida, and so moving here is a big shock to her when she did, even though it was years ago. WL Fillsmore, hey man, new to your channel, could you show a few tanks like your pufferfish or something? Yeah, totally. We'll do a little walk around. By the way, something awesome's going on. Fish are doing it. Oh, they stopped. But they'll start again. I will show you some other tanks. But these panda cories are like going to town in this tank lately. They're doing what we call the T position. You'll see one get down and the other one will ram it in the lower belly. And that literally squeezes eggs out. So right now they're both chill, but I'm going to guess the female's on the far end on the... would it be the left of your screen, I guess? And that male who's chilling right now, doing nothing, he's probably going to get up in a minute and ram her in the belly. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. But they've been laying eggs like crazy. And in this tank, it's dense enough the way it's planted. And right now the contrast is all screwy and like none of the plants look as vivid as they should. Would you agree, dear wife, that looking through the camera versus looking right at the tank. Okay, so
Correct.
Here we go. That was the T position that you see in all Corridoras, right there. That's the T position. And we might even see eggs come out onto the glass. In fact, I think I see some eggs. You see the little white dots? So they are actually laying eggs, and he just sprayed a little cloud all over that area. That's what he's doing. And now he's going to zoom away because they don't want to draw attention to the fact that they just put eggs right out in the open in the middle of the friggin' tank. Good hiding spot, guys. And then also we have another super red plecos sneaking up in here. So I just wanted to show you that this tank has really evolved. And yeah, so now that the announcement's made, we're open to questions. I'm going to show you around the tank. My wife, I think, is going to help read off questions, and I'm going to show you guys stuff. And if you could just help film, honey, that would be wonderful. Zooming in is very touchy on this thing. And, yeah. But over here, oh, we have a snail in this tank. I'm trying to keep this tank just ram's horn snails. And I just found the first bladder snail out of months. So,
we have a question.
Yeah, what's the question?
How many different species do you have in that tank? That's from Mandolin FSU.
Okay, so we've got blue, powder blue dwarf gouramis. We've got babies that are growing up that'll move out. They're starting to really show their color, and they will be for sale on Get Gills probably. But we have swordtail platy mixes. The two types of gouramis, the yellow or golden or sunset. We have young plecos that are the double or super red. We've got 3 of those in there. We've got Siamese algae eaters. We've got nearite, zebra nearite horn snails. We've got tin winnie danios. We've got hatchet danios. We've got endlers, black neon tetras, which I didn't mean to be in there. They were in here for a week. I tested it out when the tank was young, and literally their eggs are still hatching. So I guess they scatter and then it don't matter, and they just hatch over time. So that's 10 there. And then we've got Siamese algae eater or flying fox, whatever you want to call it. All these guppies are the same, or endlers are the same species. But they're all part of a project that has leopard skin patterns. And that being said, I actually need to scoop one out of there.
And then how many tanks do you have again?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 up and running. Wait, 9 up and running. And then I just gave one to Ben. And Ben is a guest host on the show who never has a shirt on. And you guys can look forward to meeting him another time. Oh, I'm caught on my own manzanita. No! Okay, so other than those 10 in here, well, I've got celestial probanios, erythromicrons, pandagaras, golden lineback shrimp, Neocaridina that is, and then we've got the teddies, which are a live bear from Colombia. Not seen in the hobby a ton anymore, but it used to be one of the favorites before the 1950s, before you started seeing endlers having like crazy color patterns and stuff. There we go. Got her.
Oh, Betsy's gotta go. She says time for some meds, dinner, and sleep. Remember,
Meds, dinner, and sleep.
No hints, Alex. Ha ha ha.
Ha. All right.
Bye, Betsy.
Bye, Betsy. Thanks for nothing. I mean everything. Everything. That's what I meant. All right. She's been through a lot. She's had kidney stones and life. So, yeah.
Let's see. We have a comment from Techno Allah.
Yeah.
I think my red shrimp tank got Oh wait. I don't know what that... Assassinated, but that's... ended up finding about 16 assassin snails and not a baby shrimp in sight.
I think got got 16 assassin snails. Wow, that's a lot of assassin snails. They usually reproduce pretty slowly. You can scroll back down. Whoa, what is everyone saying?
Aquariums do help with SAD.
Yeah, you got to get UVA and B. So like a Fluval 3.0 light, that would do it. Take out those assassin snails. I don't know where they came from, though, buddy. They will definitely kill shrimp if they're out of snails. They'll kill each other if they're out of other snails. So they can be pretty vicious. Here's those tiger teddies again. The newest edition. Oh, and there's lemon tetras. And the last fish in here that everyone forgets, I forget too, is we've got the African, they're from Liberia. They were actually found in the footprints of an elephant in a war zone in the 1990s. They were rediscovered. They thought they were part of another species, but they're these little striped, they're called rocket killifish or clown killifish. See it swimming up here? It's striped, but their tail as they get older has a beautiful yellow, red, and blue color to it. So, fun times.
Okay, let's go back to some comments here. Natural aquariums.
I'm gonna zoom in on it.
Okay.
All right. Never mind. So one sec. I was just gonna show you guys the top of the tank, and I'll read this real quick too. Gotta go, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I was thinking, nice to have met you at the auction. Oh, yeah, Natural Aquariums. What's up, buddy? When can I expect to meet my shirtless understudy, Ben? Well, he will, maybe this week. Probably the next live stream we might do like Friday, whenever I finalize how much money is being given away. And that depends on how much was spent at Aquatic Arts. But basically, it sounds like my cut, like the standard cut, is like 2 to 4% for most sponsors online. Like if you are trying, like when you see people say like, I use this microphone to run my YouTube channel, you get an affiliate link is what it's called, and you get 2 to 4% of the profit. So usually not the actual money that is retailing for, but of the profit of that product, and it varies a little bit, but that same money, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't have a deal where I was getting paid. So all this stuff where I talk about Aquatic Arts, that's not just because I'm getting paid to or I'm trying to sell their stuff. It's because I like their stuff, and they had sent me free stuff, and whenever they do, I mention their name. But I took the course of saying, hey guys, instead of me getting an affiliate link in the future, can we take the equivalent of that money difference, can we just give that away? And they said, you know what, that's awesome. We want to do something anyways. We support this endeavor. And they said that they would be matching that. So that's why we're giving away all that stuff in the future. Are you checking out, honey? Okay, the wife's going away for a little bit. But if anybody has any questions for my wife, I'll grab her again. I think she's getting something to drink. By the way, this is unofficially sponsored by Dr. Pepper, the drink that won't sponsor me. JQ, what up? Wouldn't it be nice if there was one chemical to remove all aquarium problems? There is. It's called charcoal, or carbon, more specifically. Activated carbon or charcoal. And that's because it bonds with everything. And so things will... that's why they put charcoal in filters. Surprise secret, you don't need it unless you're trying to take literal chemicals like ammonia or medication out of your aquarium. You don't need it. You just need biological filtration. You can have an aquarium bottom that looks like this. It looks like fish poop and dissolved leaves. But these fish are super happy and make babies and so forth. But yeah, so charcoal is kind of the magic one that takes everything out. And that's why they want you to put it in those packs. Yeah, it does kind of take out some of the issues you can have. But I mean, as long as you don't have a sick tank, it's also taking out nutrients and stuff. So I don't like using charcoal unless I'm trying to remove like antibiotics and doing a bunch of water changes also. So right now the tanks, they're not showing off super well. They're just like all the colors are really dull. But this is my king, and that's what we call in guppy keeping anyways, like the one that I'm trying to have mate with the most females. And here is a rainbow endler from Lucas Bretz. You can actually see that where they get the name rainbow because he doesn't have that much yellow on him, but he's half. So both these guys came from the same generation, and this one got the blue genetics and this one got the leopard genetics. And so it's about finding that one, which are in the other tank, that have both. So this is a breeding project. These are my blue dreams. The blue dream, or the blue endlers from Japan, they're gone. And now it's down to just variations like this. So also in this tank we have red cherry shrimp. We have some plecos. We have two starlight bristlenose L138s if they come out, but they probably won't because they love hiding more than anything. And we have one lone Adolphus Corridora. They're super expensive, and I haven't found him a friend. I could put him with other Cories, but they're actually a little different. And then we have Hebrosis in here. All right. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you want, you know what would really be awesome for the channel is if folks decided to find a video on my channel or watch a playlist if you want to. If you're digging this, if you're like, I like the channel, I want to support it, and find a video you like that helped or that you really felt like taught you something. I like the history ones personally. If I had all the time in the world, I'd do that. I'd have them illustrated. I'd have them edited by Jimmy at Aquarium Co-op if I could, or someone to that extent. And yeah, but I don't have that right now. But find a video like that and share it, because I want as many people as possible to pay into this pool at Aquatic Arts so that you guys get more prizes, because the more money that gets spent, the bigger the pool gets and the more prizes they're going to pay out, because it's like that fixed like 4% of what they've earned so far plus what they're going to earn the rest of the year. And I'll give you guys a shout when there's something real worthwhile in there. Now down here we have my leopard and tiger endlers with mostly spade tails. There's a few exceptions. There's some that have good enough stripes that I leave them in, but the rest, I like that spade tail, and that is my goal. And so these are Lucas Brett's line originally, but I have made it so that the only color you should be seeing is blue and purple and yellow. JQ 25 to 30 gallons, 20, okay. MTS suffer. Like, Alex, what size is the tank you were looking at? Okay, so this whole rack is 20 longs, surprisingly. So in here, we've got a bunch of 20 longs, cucumber. This is where I got the snails for feeding the puffers the other day. We've got baby green dragon in here. And then instead of plants, I'm experimenting with this new thing, which is putting mops in here, because I have Julii corridora. And just like the other Cories in the other tank, they've been getting real frisky and laying eggs, and when they lay them on the glass, they eat them like immediately. And so I've got these thick mops that I made. I can do a video on how to make mops. By the way, there's also some L144A albino pleco babies growing up in here, and the green dragon or green frog, whatever you want to call them, plecos. But the Corridora Julii in here, there's like 7 or 8 adults right now, and I'm trying. There you go, you can see the blue now. It's kind of a translucent blue when I look at it straight on, so you guys can't see it on them. But when the light's right, you can see it. And these are pretty amazing fish I've been working on for quite some time now. But yeah, so this is my snail trap, the cucumber, but then also it feeds the baby plecos in here. And yeah, so this rack is set up with, up top we've got our big L44 144s, and then also we have a platinum fire sunset, or red, whatever you want to call it, but it's more of a starburst orange with a little bit of red, and then a platinum snakeskin guppy. I'm actually going to get rid of this whole colony because I want to start keeping blue Hawaiian guppies, blue Hawaiian Moscow guppies, which I'll show you in a minute upstairs. The internet, knock on wood, has held out well. This is the QT tank, which has the adult plecos in it right now, the green frog, or the green dragons, because they are, they got some sort of fungus and were rotting really quick, like within 24 hours. I've been video chronicling it, and I might release that if I can figure anything out that helps anybody. But right now, I just am barely keeping them alive. I found something that keeps it at bay. I will show some pufferfish soon. Let's see here. Pufferfish, I would say get 3 of them or more, definitely. Is that what we were talking about? How many pufferfish? This is my shrimp tank. I don't know where all the shrimp are. Where are you guys? So there's some Babalti color changing shrimp in here. And then there's also Lucas Brett's super blue dreams. His grade A, his personal stock that I got into because I helped him with some art for his merchandise. And there should be some new art coming out soon, which reminds me, I was going to use some of the Bacter AE on this shrimpery. Where is it? I had a bag of Bacter AE, which is, it helps bacteria to grow. And I like using that stuff in shrimp tanks just for the baby shrimp. But yeah, in here are the plecos. It's dark in here all the time because it's a QT, like healing tank. Lots of catappa leaves to help heal, antibiotics and so forth. There are a few guppies that had dropsy that are also in here getting taken care of too. And they seem to be doing well. The plecos are up and at 'em, sucking on the wall again, the glass. So that's a really good sign. I'm really happy about that. Let's go upstairs. All right. I love Corey's, your 15-gallon tank. I would recommend Corey Hebrosis because they're very small, or Histatus. But Hebrosis, I think, are cuter. And yes, get at least 3 Corey's. Really, Corey's want like 5 to 6 friends. They school in the thousands in the Amazon. This tank is another high-tech tank. I only have 2. And in here, you can see the remains of a bucephalandra that was blooming. That's what's left of the flower. You see that ball. And there's another flower down there that's all rotten. And algae starting to grow off of it. And then we've got more albino plecos. We've got some leopard frog plecos. These are from Aquatic Arts also. And then this is the blue Hawaiian Moscow guppy, my favorite breed of actual guppy that's not mixed with an endler. It turns green and purple and blue, dark blue, light blue. I don't know how it does it, but it's a master of reflecting light in crazy ways. It has what are called iridophores, which are little crystals in each cell of its on its scales, and that causes the silver flashy effect in fish, but it actually has blue ones. So it's a mutation, and it's a line that you won't find very much around anymore. But they're just beautiful. Also, here's a red racer or red nearite snail, red and gold nearite snail. You can see this tank is getting a little bit of algae again. That's because I cut everything down really bad, then fertilized it. There's blue shrimp in here too. And then I fertilized it, and now everything's coming back up, and there's too much. There's a multi-barred loach, and here's some panda loaches. That's an adult panda loach right there. So people say they're not cute. I think that one is still cute. Okay, Mark Rogers, have a good night. Take care. Hope you hit that like button on the way out. Motapa, katapa, which is Indian almond leaves. But here's the trick. Instead of spending $1 a leaf, go outside and get yourself some maple leaves or chestnut or walnut or alder, oak, and get those leaves, bring them in, flash boil them, make sure there's no bugs on them, and use those instead, because they work just fine and dandy for your fish tank and your shrimp. Just don't use like cedar or something that smells like anything. If it smells, don't use it. Like if it has even a nice smell, don't use it. You live in the desert of Arizona that doesn't exist. Well, you have cactus. So what you do is you get some cactus, you cut it up, dry it out, and there you go. You have some awesome tannins, hiding spots, and biofilm. Is that the door? Oh, sorry. I'm going crazy, people. So in this tank, I've got a bunch of bucephalandra, and then also this plant, which is kabamba. It's not your normal purple or red kabamba, but it's fructata, and fructata has a cool flowering like top that is purple and yellow. Over here you can see it flowering more. Kind of cool. By the way, somebody mentioned blackbeard earlier. Look what I have growing that I just noticed, and it's on my Anubias blackbeard. So when you see that much blackbeard, what I'll do is I'll just rip that leaf off. That's as soon as I see it, just get rid of it. But this tank has got some algae issues, and look at my video called How to Kill Green Algae, I think is what it's called. Also, by the way, these little bluefish in here are called axelrodi rasboras. Kind of hard to find, but I love them. There's the female of the blue Hawaiian. She's got a little bit of blue in her fins, but that's it. So there's that tank. It's a bit finicky. Sorry, I know you're dizzy. And the last tank that I can show you tonight, and where we'll be wrapping up, plus going for any questions that folks have, is my odd size custom 40-ish tank. Usually these are 37.8 or something weird like that, or they're 40 on the dot, depending on the maker. But this is a bow front that is 28 inches tall. No, 32 inches tall. So it's super tall, but it's not as wide. So it's kind of a funky tank, but it was the first one upstairs in the house. It's low tech. We've got lots of any endlers or guppies that I've bred that I didn't have like a home for right at that second. I just bring them up here and let them mix. I try to keep the female population down lower so I don't have a billion, but I take probably 30 guppies out of this tank every month, and I sell them to my local pet store, or endlers I should say, just as a mix bag, and they give me $1 or $2 for each, or whatever. Puffers. Someone wanted to see puffers. Here's a puffo. He's a pretty puffo. Look at that beautiful blue eye. So these are Indian dwarf puffers, also known as pea puffers because they pee a lot. No, they're not known for that. They're the size of a pea. They're very small. Also, we've got another flying fox, aka Siamese algae eater. We've got some flame danios up here. I love them. If I had a bigger, longer tank, not those. Those are the swordtails. Those are the ones that you've seen downstairs. I'll probably be getting rid of these just because of their size and how quickly they reproduce and the fact that they beat up on each other a lot. How many puffers are in here? 6. If you ask me how many fish are in here, it's like, no joke, like, I don't know, 70. It's way too many. Way too many. And granted, a lot of those are youngins, but it's way too many, yet the nitrates stay at like 10 or 20, and just cramming it full of plants and a semi-deep gravel substrate that's loose enough to act as a filter, and then also having the filter for a 100-gallon tank on the back helps too. And I've taken out the charcoal on that, and it's all just bio rings and biological filter. So that helps. By the way, here is the new Java fern that I got, which is Thor's hammer. It's a pretty new variety. It looks like Thor's hammers, like the amulet. If you look at it, let me try to find an angle that kind of looks more like it. Like that angle, I guess. But if you break off a leaf of it just right, it looks just like Thor's hammer, the amulet for his war hammer, or forging hammer, I should say. Also, what else is going on in this tank? There were shrimp in here, but I have crebensis in this tank, and they ate all the shrimp real quick, along with the puffers. These are natural endlers, by the way. These little endlers that you see that you probably aren't going to be able to focus on, but they're very close to what you would see in the original lagoon that endlers were found in. They're like spotted in the front, and they have some yellow, some red, some orange, some green, some blue, some don't. But yeah, those ones that are all different colors with the orange. It turns out that they've found out in the wild that any endler that has orange has quadruple the chances of mating with a female as an endler who doesn't have orange in the same tank. Even if it's like physically sickly, that orange color comes from a specific leaf and a specific nut that grows in their area, fruit which has a nut, and the orange and the keratin shows that they have been getting enough of it in their diet that they've been fighting amongst other males, and it shows that they are fit and can hold their own. There's a whole video that I posted a while back on guppy reproduction and the fact that the males can hold on, or the females can hold on to the sperm of the males, watch them dance and flirt and try to get a date or a moment, 7 seconds in heaven or whatever you want to call it, with them. And then up to a month later, those females can decide, he's not dancing well anymore. I think he was sickly. And she's tagged up to 5 different males' sperm in her belly, and then can use whichever one she sees fit. And even in some cases, she can split like half and half if she's not sure if 2 are equally fit. So that's pretty crazy, and there's a bunch of scientific stuff coming out about that being done at University of British Columbia. Well, do have to run now, Mark Rogers says, getting up at 4 a.m. Thank you for sharing. No problems, man. you guys, everybody have a great night. I got to get out of here too. Let's see. If you have lots of plants and hiding spots, can you have puffers and fish together? WL Films New Zealand. No, it's not quite that straightforward. I mean, yes, that helps. Two, these puffers were born into tanks with other fish. They came from a guy originally. The first set of puffers I have in here came from a guy who had other fish in a big long tank, like a 300-gallon long tank. It wasn't a thick tank. It was just like 20 feet long, and so they could hang out and do their own thing. I think it was like 16 feet long. They could do their own thing and hide, and over time they just got used to it. So he gave them to me. They had babies, and their babies now, like one or two survive per litter, but their babies are just the same, and so they have been hanging out. Look at this, out in public, and they will push around during if there's shrimp or bloodworms or something like that to fight over. But other than that, they are totally peaceful in this tank, and I haven't seen them like attack a baby endler or anything like that at all. They're extremely gentle, like way more so than my Danios and other stuff. But they will hunt together in groups sometimes, which is interesting. You'll have like 3 or 4 off, like 2 off to the side, and they're following the same pace, doing a lap around the big open area, and then one will go in. And last night I did a feeding video. By the way, I gotta stop and say something real quick. This poor swordtail here, see that? This long thing here, that's its gonopodium. That's its private area. And this poor breed has been bred so that that thing is longer than its tail. Now, this male has had it removed, and he is able to mate. This one is so messed with by humans that he can't mate. So I picked these up at a pet store, and I got some clove oil to anesthetize them, and I cut off the gonopodium. I know that's gross. I can talk in a video about it another time. It was a moral decision. I was trying to decide, like, can I rescue some of these fish and let them have normal, productive lives instead of having their private parts getting munched on all the time? Like this poor female right here is pregnant, and she's getting beat up, she's getting stressed, and it looks like she's getting ick or some sort of, it could just be scales being pulled off. But, you know, I want to take care of that. And so I think I'm done with these swordtails. They're kind of, they're too territorial. They are pretty, but they stress each other out a lot. They fight a lot. And I think it's time to get something else going on in this tank. So those will probably go. These, by the way, these little reed tetras or kitty tetras, they've got different names that people use interchangeably, incorrectly. I don't know which one came first, so I can't tell you. But I bought them as reed tetras, and they school with Hebrosis corridoras, which is fun and nice. Again, there's more of the Kabamba furtata. With most Kabamba, you're used to seeing a plant like the one back in there. Looks just kind of like, I don't know, seaweed or a pine tree. This stuff is more like pom-poms. It turns orange and stuff. All right, well, Blake's Aquatic, I'm sorry you're late too, but I gotta go watch it again. I think 16 minutes in is when we talk about the big news about the giveaway. So if that helps you out, or if you just skip to the end, like we all do, go back, check around that area, listen in. Oh, what is my favorite fish? Ooh. I really liked my Tatia mosaica, my ninja catfish. All 3 of them died recently. Made me very depressed. Right now, I really love panda loaches and CPDs, celestial pearl danios. But overall, over the years, for 20 years now, I've had guppies off and on. So probably guppies and endlers. Like right here, here's another. This is a leopard endler that I crossed with a wild, or with a Silverado actually. And you can see they've got some cool markings when you cross them like that. There's the Silverado endler right there. So yeah, they're just a versatile fish. Lots of different personality. They're not very smart. I mean, not that fish are like known for their intelligence. Puffers, I think, are definitely the smartest fish I have. Some cories are pretty smart too. Pandagaras are really smart. And they'll come and sit in your hand and let you hang out, whatever. But, all right, guys, I gotta go. I want to thank my wife again. Wife, thank you for doing the live cast with us.
Hope everybody wins.
Yeah, that's what you said about the election.
No, I didn't.
No, she didn't. Okay, so, yeah, we'll be coming a Friday probably or Saturday. Maybe I can get Ben to come over. Although it's been cold, but maybe I can get him to take his shirt off and we can talk about the exact number of prizes. We know there'll be the $150 giveaway prize of shrimp products, and we know it sounds like it's pretty positive that 5 $30 gift certificates or 5 $50 gift certificates will go on. But we don't know exactly the detail of how many, if anything else, or if we'll do extra surprises, things like that throughout the course of it. So, yeah. But that is the long short of it. Turning off my CO2 for the night. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I just want to show you this because for everyone who says, why do you like fish? They don't care about you. They don't have feelings. They can't feel pain, yada yada. They can't come to your beck and call. Well, this little guy would probably say otherwise. Well, of course he's not going to do it now. Little jerk. Watch, if I start messing with his habitat. So, I hope you guys enjoy that I was able to get that company. And the other thing is I'm hoping to get everyone. Like myself, other people. We're really trying to do a good giveaway this year. I was hoping to get to 5,000 subscribers, so that's why I love it when people share like how-to videos that I've put up and stuff like that. But I was hoping to get to that level this year. I don't know, maybe we still will. We're at 3,500. And I just want to thank you all for your enthusiasm, supporting me, the loyalty of watching it and asking questions and giving me ideas. Also, you know, I can't do it without you guys. It's for you guys. I mean, that's, yeah. Otherwise, I'd just be researching on my own. And it really inspires me, especially because a lot of you know the trials and tribulations that have gone on as of recently, getting struck by lightning and so forth. Life's been a bit tough, to say the least, if you get struck by lightning. Will this Pandagara please get on my hand? No, of course he won't. Not when I'm asking him to. All right, so I hope you guys are all doing well. I just knocked the seed pod off the top of the what is this thing called? Bucephalandra flower. You can't see it really, but it has a couple more seeds in there. All right, guys, and to everybody, I've had a lot of people talking to me lately about suffering with anxiety and, you know, things like that lately. 'Tis the season of that. You know, the holidays, winter coming in, all of that jazz. Hang in there. talk to somebody. You can always talk to people in the fish community. That's why I have the Facebook group set up too, is so that we don't feel alone, us fish nerds, whether you're black, white, purple, green, Indian, Asian, old, young, Republican, Democrat, plutocrat, whatever it may be that you are. If you love fish and you have a kind heart, you are always welcome in this community on this channel and hanging out with us. So I wanted to thank all those kind-hearted people out there who are a part of the community. I've yabbered way too much tonight, but I'm really proud of the fact that we have such great people who use the secret shrimp, all caps, one word, the number 15, secret shrimp 15 for 15% off orders from aquaticarts.com. And starting Friday, you'll be entered into a drawing for big prizes. So have a great night. Take care of your fish. Take care of each other. Take care of your plants. And I will talk to you later. Good night, guys.